Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Dairoku. And we're here with Shirotsky again, because that seems to be the common thing. Because, you know, we're trying to romance Shirotsky, so that's what we're doing. Anyway, yeah, we should just, I forget what the title of this map sequence is, but we're at a map sequence, and then we picked Shirotsky, and then we came here, and was it shopping with Shirotsky? Is that what we're doing? I think that's what's happening. Anyway. If it isn't you, Spacey, you seem happy. I get to look at your adorable face. Oh, Shirotsky, hello. On patrol today, and thank you for your efforts. Well, thanks to you as well. I've gotten much more used to it than when I started. I see. I'm glad to hear that. So, where are you headed off to next? Most of my patrol's done at this point, so I was thinking of heading to Tamamo's store. I haven't been there in a while, after all. Oh, I'm sure she'd be pleased. Perhaps I'll come and show myself once in a while, too. Are you busy right now? Oh, no, there isn't much that needs to be done by me specifically. Coco's around, so it'll be fine. He's relying on Coco. Still, it did seem fun to go to Tamamo's store with Shirotsky. By the way, you've written with your tail as a brush before, haven't you? Like twice now, but okay. Again, they don't know that you've seen all the scenes, so. Yes, well, just a bit of fun. Coco gets mad at me every time I do it, but I can simply write better with it than with a brush. I guess you're not gonna stop. I wouldn't stop only because they'd yell. So, what about using my tail as a brush? I was just wondering, wasn't it a lot of trouble to clean off the ink? Ink just gets on your hand. Oh, ink that just gets on your hands won't come off without a lot of scrubbing with soap. I imagine it'd be even more trouble on white fur. It's not exactly white. It's like a yellowish color, but sure. Whatever. Oh, so you were worried about that. You're so very interesting. But there's nothing to worry over. I have soap that removes ink stains quite well. It's completely cleaned off with that. I didn't know something like that existed. Neat. What Coco gets mad about is how I use the ink and paper that's supposed to be for work, for fun. He tells me I'm handling it without care. I'm sure he's worried that the ink on my tail will fly off onto other things and cause people trouble. That would be trouble, honestly. And though I have my fun while being careful not to cause any problems, Coco just doesn't seem to trust me that much. Well, I can't really say anything as I understand what Coco's worried about. Do you think I should stop trying to write with my tail? I won't tell you to stop doing what you enjoy, but I think if you don't get Coco to understand, he'll worry and get angry at you again. Uh-huh. You said you write better with your tail, right? I just thought that if Coco understands that, and if you're careful not to spread any ink on anything around you, he won't be angry. I think Coco would be worried no matter what. When it comes to worrying, people still feel the way they do regardless of what anyone says. I suppose you're right. Oh my, I never tire of talking to you. I suddenly realized something as we walked. I was thinking of how easy it was to talk to Shirotsky, but it's because he's actually slowing his walking pace to match mine. Shirotsky's attention span seems so flighty, but now I realize it's not the case. He pulls his pranks, but I'm sure he wouldn't do anything to actually harm other people. I really enjoy talking to you too, Shirotsky. Oh, what an honor that is. We continued chatting as we walked and soon found ourselves at Tamamo's store. Good evening, Tamamo. Sorry I haven't been around lately. Oh, Shino, it's you. Why do we keep saying that? Spacey! Well, you know, okay, I'm gonna need a game update because, like, I mean, it's been long enough. Because I feel like the game came out... When did it come out? In January? Maybe? I think I had it for at least a month before I started playing. Like, but I feel like at this point they could have had a patch to fix this. It's a minor issue, but it's annoying because I forget. Because again, my brain thinks she's talking to Shiratsky, but he's not. He's Shiro, not Shino. And I forget that that's us. And it's like, you're throwing me off my groove, game. Because Tamamo and Kinka just, they don't have whatever to call us by our right name. They didn't like... But I kind of feel like that's not even a localization issue. That's a game issue itself. Because that would be deep in the coding. That wouldn't be, we're translating the words. It would be, this text right here should be pull from whatever the user chooses as a name. And instead it's like, no, automatically choosing the generic, the default. So like... But I mean, I wonder if originally in coding the game, when they put everything, they didn't have the ability to change the name, because you'd think as you're typing if you're putting it together, you'd be like, oh, and then, okay, pull from username, blah, 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 input username here. But it's like a form letter where someone's like, dear, insert name here. And like, you're like, but your programming didn't insert my name. It's like, you know what I mean? Before you're coding in like a letter template or something into a system, you're like, here's the letter template, here's the words that we need in there. And then it's that person's job to put dear, and then put the coding to put insert name here, pull from this. Here, in this block, pull here. Okay, but if they just type it in and don't do that, then you're going to get letters that go out and say, dear, insert name here. Like, you know, and so it's more like a game issue and not necessarily a localization issue. So I'm just going to guess we're never going to get it fixed. And it's going to drive me crazy through the whole thing, because I'm going to be like, maybe, you know what? Here's the thing. We'll just have to pretend in our heads, if I fuck up and I start reading her lines and I say Shino instead of Spacey, that's just her cute little nickname for us for some fucking weird reason that we don't know behind the scenes. It was like, oh, it had that. And then, yeah, it was like, whatever. Ha ha ha, some kind of funny reason that I just don't have a brain. It's just, that's her nickname for us. We'll just pretend. There you go. But anyway. Oh, Spacey, it's you. And don't worry, it can't be helped that you're so busy. How's work? Anything bothering you lately? I think I'm finally used to it. There's still a lot I don't know, but it's been so much help being able to learn from everyone. I'm glad you seem to be doing well. I'm glad you seem good as well. Hello! I'm here too. Don't even know what's with that. Yes, I know. Again, welcome to the both of you. We haven't seen each other in a while. Let me brew some tea. I got something new in recently. Oh, no, you don't need to. Don't worry, I choose what tea I want to serve my customers. Let me get some sweets, too. Good God, the boobs on this woman, they're distracting. Like, I forgot, like, when she was first there, but all of a sudden she just turned around and I was like, I forgot that they were there. Like, look. There is like, not even a fraction of a percent of me that's a lesbian, okay? We, like, all 100%, like, I mean, we're gay, but not that gay, you know what I'm saying? Like... We are just a gay man in a woman's body, and so we just all 100%, there is like 120% on the man train, okay? Just, you know. Just think everybody's got a little gay in them, but the gay in me is a gay man. I don't know, it's just, that's the way it is, okay? But like, still, even as a straight woman or a gay man, whatever, it's like, I can still appreciate those boobs. They're like fantastic, and they're just in my face, so I can't help but be slightly distracted by them. But okay. Anyway, moving on. I just forgot about them, okay? And then she turned around and was like, oh, hi. Wow, right. There they are. Oh, we should have another round of girl talk. Can I join in on this girl talk as well? A girl talk is, as you may imagine, for girls. You sit quietly and have your tea and snacks. Her face. Oh, how boring. You'd think he'd be like curled up. I just want to see him curled up in that Papasan chair. Just like, psh, I just want to listen to girl talk and see what girls talk about. While enjoying the tea and snacks Tamamo prepared, we continued our chat. So, are there any men you're interested in? That's an awkward question when the man I'm interested in is right here with me. What? Looks at Sharatsky. No. Oh, I'm just so busy with work that it hasn't even crossed my mind. It's not like there are chances to meet anyone anyways. Lies. Liza Minnelli. He's right fucking there with you. Don't give me that bullshit, bitch. Also, there is a ton of hot, Ayakashi men around here. Girl. And we going for the man with the tail first. Because, apparently we have a kink now. What are you talking about? You must take matters into your own hands or nothing will happen. That's no excuse, saying there are no chances. And besides, there are plenty of men around you ripe for the picking. She ain't wrong. Well, there are plenty of men around me, sure, but since it's work, I'm not sure I'd consider the men to be ripe for the picking. Whether at work or on the battlefield, it doesn't matter. When you fall in love, you fall in love. It's just an old courtship tradition. I love her so much, though. Who cares if it's work or the battlefield? You find a hot man, you hit him with your club, and you drag him back to your cave woman. Okay. It's like yin and yang. So then, do you think I should be dating anyone around me right now? Sharatsky's over there ooh. Ears perked. For a short while, Tamamo fell silent. No, I'd be lonely if you didn't come and see me anymore, so you cannot be with any of the guys around you. That's the exact opposite of what you said. Despite that, a happy smile escaped me. If you happen to begin a relationship with a man, they'll have to gain my approval, or I won't allow it. I'll never allow it! Tamamo's like our mom. Tamamo. Tamam. Oh. Tamama. She's Tamama. Yeah, there you go. I couldn't help but laugh at our conversation. It's alright. In any case, I don't have any plans of doing anything like that anytime soon. I see. Friendship between women is wonderful. What was that sound? Did something break? Sorry. That was me. My tail caught on one of the items. Sharatsky, are you hurt at all? Maybe it's because she's like, you can't date anyone, Crash! He's secretly falling in love with us. Or he's mad at Tamamo, so he's like, knock her favorite cup off the shelf. I don't know. I'm fine, but I broke this mirror. What Sharatsky pointed at apologetically was a small hand mirror ornate with fine details. That mirror! Tamamo surprised me with her expression. That was the store's prized item! It was my most beloved favorite! I feel like Sharatsky did it on purpose. He's like, don't tell her she shouldn't date then, bitch. Sorry. I didn't mean to. Well, if you did mean to, I'd have torn off your tail by now. Ugh, what have you done? Was it a really nice mirror? Of course! A masterpiece that craftsman in Kikutsune took nearly a year to make! A mirror made from crystal and silver! And on top of that, that craftsman is retired! He'll never make another piece of work, so the prices of all of his pieces are skyrocketing! I didn't know it was such an amazing piece. Yes, it was an amazing piece indeed. No, a work of art. I was so looking forward to finding out what lovely girl would discover it. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm serious. Could you find it in your heart to forgive me? You're gonna have to buy it now, Sharatsky. You break it, you buy it. As Sharatsky bowed in apology, Tamamo gave an ominous smile. Oh, and this isn't a question of forgiving you. What was broken will never come back. So I must make you suffer an appropriate amount. What are you going to do to me? I'm going to tell all of your embarrassing failures and mistakes to all the Ayakashimori. What? No, anything but that. When he was still quite young, his fundoshi... Ah! I said stop! Why are you telling her about something that happened forever ago? I thought as much. He's talking normally and not like an old man, like with his usual tone. But why? As I stared at him in thought, Shernatsuki noticed my gaze. You've misunderstood me. Please forget about the fundoshi, won't you? That's not what I'm thinking about, really. What I was thinking about was... Well, she was thinking about the way he talks, but, yeah. Actually, Shiratsuki, you weren't talking in your usual way just now, were you? You were talking like a normal person. Which one is the real you, Shiratsuki? Yes, indeed. It does happen every now and again, depending on the situation. And the way an Onmyoji spoke, who was so close in the past, just sort of rubbed off on me. And if I always spoke normally, I'd be another garden variety pretty boy, don't you think? Huh? Sure. Did he really just call himself a pretty boy? Where did he learn that word? He is a pretty boy, though. He's a good boy. He deserves a good pat on the head. Scratch behind the ears. It'd be boring if I didn't have any quirks. This way is sort of like a fashion statement. I see. So he normally tries to speak like an old man intentionally, but slips into normal speech. Spacey, the bill for breaking this mirror will be quite steep. I hope you'll remember this. Wait, did she... No, she said Shiro. Okay. See, that's the problem. Shino and Shiro. See, okay. She was talking to Shiratsuki. That was Shiro. Shiro, the bill for breaking this mirror will be quite steep. I hope you'll remember this. I was like, why is she telling us about the mirror? I'm not the one who broke it. I brought him here, but it's not my responsibility. Like, he's not a child. He's a responsible adult. Like, it's because the Shino Shiro thing that fucks me up every time. Anyway. All right. Don't look at me all scary like that. Oh, his speech changed again. It's different because, you know, like, the voice acting work would be like, totally one thing. Hey, yo, what's up, girl? Just be like two different voices, but I'll have that many. I've discovered something new about Shernatsuki, along with many more mysteries around him. Okay. Common Route 2. Oh, Common Route still chapter. Event? Question mark? After saying goodbye to Shernatsuki, I returned to the office. Well, I've never seen you rush in so quickly. Did something happen out there? Sammy noticed me making a beeline for my desk when I came in. It must have been hard not to. Shiratsuki was telling me about past events, so I wanted to research them a bit more. He mentioned that holding some kind of event might help ease the tension among the Ayakashi. Do you think there's any truth to that? As I gave my brief summary of our conversation, Sammy nodded in full agreement. You know, I haven't had one in a while. This might be the perfect time. Ayakashi can let off steam at these events. The clashes occurring between the Ayakashi can even affect the real world, just as I thought. Things were getting so disorderly here because the Ayakashi were facing a serious imbalance of the distribution of power among themselves. Rituals play a key role in restoring the balance, but since we can't perform them, holding these events is the way we work around it. Until we find a practitioner for the ritual, these events hold a critical role in Sakuratani. It is, I know I've said this before, but it's very hard to go from doing the Lupin kind of voice, the Shiratsuki voice now, and then switch it into the Sammy voice because for some reason my brain sticks in and wants to continue on the Lupin thing. Because I think it's because the way I do them, like, because now you're gonna do this voice, and then you're gonna do, and like, just, it's just somewhere, the way I do the voice where I can hold it in my chest, how, like, I can't explain it, but the where it sits in my chest when I'm trying to do it is the same place. So my body and like the muscle memory is like, we're doing this voice. It's like, no, we're doing the other one. I need more of a break between Shiratsky and Sammy because I feel like Sammy every once in a while sounds like he's got a loop and twist in his voice, and then the weird accent's not coming out right. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it's just so bizarre. It like takes a lot. Like even just now I'm like, nope, don't slip into the wrong one. I don't know. I thought it was because we gave Sammy the Lupin accent for a while just to try to see if that was going to work, but it's not. It's like I just realized like when I'm going to do them, they present from the same place. Like, look, I don't got technical terms for shit, but like, when you speak, you normally speak. If you're putting on a voice, like, you're like, okay, I gotta breathe deeper, or it comes from a deeper place, or, oh, high pitch, or whatever. Like, if you're doing a high-pitched voice, it sounds like it's higher up in my throat, and like, I'm doing a deep voice, it feels like it comes from deeper. You know what I mean? And like, there's a place that I can feel when I'm doing. Just now I realized it when I'm trying to do Sammy. I was like, that's the same place the Lupin voice comes from. They come from the same place in my chest, and it's like one just wants to slip out over the other. It's fucking weird. You learn something new about yourself every day, and I was like, oh, I never really paid attention to that before. I just fucking throw the voices out there, like. But I was like, oh, I can feel it in my chest, and like that's why my like weird muscle memory or whatever, the vocal memory is like, we're doing Lupin. No, we're not. We're not doing that one right now. Shit. Oh, God. Anyway. How do we even begin throwing an event like this? Someone sends a concept to the chief for review. Once approved, the 6 and the Ayakashi make their preparations and get right to work. He told me that the whole department steps up to make this happen in Sakuratani. It won't be easy, but this can be an opportunity to meet humans and Ayakashi you haven't yet. Good point. There's a lot of Ayakashi I see on my route, but I've never really spoken to before. Right. You can look in the archives for more information on what's been done. I'm sure you can handle it, but if you need help, you can definitely check in with me. Okay. I love his smile. It's so cartoony. I mean, I know they're not like drawn like realistically, but there's just something about it. Like freaking what's his face? Always looks like a puppet. Like, and then every once in a while Sammy, this is his puppet version of the face. It looks like a cartoon character. It's like cartoony art, but there's just something about it that's just extra. It's just like just that little like, I don't know, and you're like, I'm not sure what's going on here. Like a cartoon character / Muppet going on with that smile. Like you know, it's supposed to be endearing and cute, but it's still a little sus. Like, you know, I've been liking your look lately. What? I'm finally getting used to Ayakashimori life, huh? You've been doing your job, but I can feel you taking a step back. It's hard to explain. You look at things with a bird's eye view now. So that's how he sees me. He really is observant. For someone who never opens his motherfucking eyes! It's okay to get a little transactional about the job, but try to be mindful about it. Right, thank you for that. The fact that he's keeping a close eye on me makes me feel well supported. I'm being a good boss right now, huh? And then he goes and does something like that. I could love him. Of course he would compliment himself. You just thought about how cocky I was being now, didn't you? You're not as easy to read as Tadashi, but you're still predictable. No, maybe you're just good at picking things up. Not everyone can read people as well as you do. I've been working with him for a while now, and I've always considered him very observant. It's a hobby of mine, but it's been working out for me. I used to want to be a profiler. I'd even study people's behavior for fun. He could probably be someone else's therapist if he wasn't so busy reading my mind right now. I never studied it. I'm just an amateur, so I know I'm usually pretty off the mark. It's kind of odd to hear that from someone who's so good at it. I'll have to ask you if I ever need help with that stuff, Sammy. You are the boss, after all. I turned back to my desk as we finished our chat and heard Sammy mumble something. You really have grown so much. I know if we keep talking, he'll just poke fun. Nevertheless, I was really happy to hear him say that I was getting used to being an Ayakashimori. He validated all the work I've been doing here. I could feel myself break into a smile. Spending so much time with Shiratsky did give me a better understanding of the Ayakashi. But by putting myself out there at the event, I feel like I'll be able to solidify my position here as an Ayakashimori. But I'll have to plan the thing first, huh? The sun is just like poking me in my motherfucking eye. It's like kind of annoying. Event preparations. As I read what Sammy gave me, I began to understand how the event would flow. It also looks like none of the Mitsuchi Ayakashi have attended these events before. There's no mention of them in the records. It might be difficult to get them to come, but I'm going to try my best to invite them. This might be a good opportunity for me to get closer to Shu and the others. The Mitsuchi won't come if the event doesn't seem fun. No Ayakashi would. That must be avoided at all costs. There's only one way to make this work. Go see Shiratsky and make him make it fun. First, I decided to go to Makatsui. I saw Shuten and Ibaragi by the izakaya and asked them what kind of event they'd help with. They gave me the answer I expected. A game tournament? Duh! A game tournament! But in order for us to do that, you've got to go and buy us some new games, okay? I don't really care what it is. I just want money. At the very least, a prize. Their answers were very predictable. You're so greedy! I wouldn't mind some extra money, but I'd be happier to get a game. If you had enough money, you could buy a game. Or anything else you want. Oh! I can't decide. Shuten's so easily manipulated. Because he's kind of the himbo. Why are the redheads always the himbos? I feel like the redheads are pretty much the himbos a lot of the time. Like, I don't know. He's a good boy, though. I hope there's a budget for this Ayakashimori. I have high hopes for you, Spacey. I'll make sure to bring it up at our meeting. My response was non-committal, but honest. I was going to at least consider it. Either way, this sounds expensive, and I'm not sure if the budget's big enough. Also, Shuten looks like he's naked. Like, can I just, like... That hip was just showing everything, and that was a tattoo, and there was not, like... Boy, what are you... You gotta cover yourself a little bit. Jesus. Oh, God, right. What voice did we give Hajun? I don't even remember. Anyway. I think he just had a normal voice, but, like... What voice? Oh, no, he had some kind of thing, but I don't remember. Oh, yeah, was he kind of like, totally cool, like, right, whatever? Something like that? I don't know, we'll just... An event, eh? Why not have it be a contest so you can bring me the strangest offering? How's that, Akuro? I would like to try that thing they call the auction. Auction? Oh, an auction? It's unbearable how full the treasure hall is. I was hoping we could just give items to the people who were truly in need. He considers all those treasures unbearable. Charity, huh? That's not a bad idea, but not for my collection, right? Akuro's like, Akuro? Answer me, Akuro! Tell me it's not for my collection! From what I can tell, Hajun's things will definitely be put out for auction. Hajun's like, I'm the fucking boss of you, bitch. Don't touch my shit. Oh, so you're throwing an event. You sure do work fast. What kind of show? I wonder. Why not a fashion show or something similar? Go. That would be too boring. It's no contest. You and I would undoubtedly win in a flash. A fashion show isn't a contest. What? I suppose if you'd want to make it one, you'd have a fashion competition. Well, then let's do that one. Whatever it's called. A fashion competition, Shiro. I can't wait. Hey! You don't scream like that. You behave. fashion competition, and not a bad suggestion for Shiro. It would be fun to show off the two of us stylish ladies. Oh, what a great idea. It couldn't just be us two. Tamamo, you definitely have to join us. Meow, I know. Oh, wait till we wear matching kimonos. It'll be an easy win. Shiratsky was just saying to Coco that they'd win in a flash. Oh, is that so? He just wants to talk crap about fashion in front of me, huh? He's about to get another tail shaving. Tail shaving? Tamamo is intense. Shiro's probably sneezing already. I really fucking love her. Sometimes I like being the hyperactive. Because they're talking about him. Somebody's always talking about me then because I sneeze all the motherfucking time. An event? Ugh, that's so much work. I won't do it. Figure it out with Takao. Well, I'm gonna let this guy figure it out. You know my answer, so don't ask me. Hurry up and answer her, then send her away. Don't go telling me to send her away! She's just doing her job, you bastard! You want to match your muscles against mine? I just feel like Takao talks nicely, and then he's like, shut the fuck up here! I just like giving him a split personality. He kind of has one because of Hirto. You really like power matches, don't you? I bet... I swear if I hear you say I bet you're gonna lose one more time, you're done for! It's too troublesome to talk. I'm sorry, Takao. I love Takao so much. I love Tokiwa because it's Jun Fukuyama's character. Like, that's why I love him. But, like, I think out of the side characters, I think Takao might be one of my favorites. I just fucking love the fucking bullshit he has to deal with. Like, his life kind of sucks. He's like, God damn it, Hero, what the fuck? Like, he's so nice, but then he gets so angry all the time. The side characters, but then you're like, oh no, but like Kinka and Tamamo are great, and fucking Coco's great, and like I think I like all the fucking characters in this. We don't really know Shu and Orochi. Like, we don't know either one of them very well to say if we like them or not. They're fine because we just don't really know them. But like every other character that we've met is fucking great. I don't know. I don't think there's one that I'm like, I don't like you. I don't know about you. Like, anyway. I went all around Sakuratani, gathering the requests of the Ayakashi, then decided to take a break in the field of autumn leaves. I collected feedback from so many people, but everyone wants to do something different. Maybe instead of sticking to one single event, we can have several going on at once. Kind of like a sports day event. Or like you're having, you know, like a carnival where there's different rides, but you have like different things going on. For feats of strength, a good old kibasen? A fashion competition with a masquerade component, all for a grand prize. Pairing the requests together just might pan out. We can have a scavenger hunt for the auction. I can bring stuff for them to find, too. I'm not sure if this will relieve them all enough, but I can ask the others for advice on that. It's just that I still haven't been able to ask them at Tsuchi. I was hoping I'd run into them while I was out on my rounds, but I guess it's not so easy. It's true that I can put together a proposal with only the input from the Ayakashi. I still want to wait a bit longer, though. Maybe I'll give it a week. I should be able to see Shu at least once. Or now. Whoa, what is happening? It almost looked like my notepad was warping. I feel sick. I'm gonna get nauseous if the background warps like this. I took a seat on a bench, which was the closest thing. Even when I tried to relax, I felt it tensing up even more and getting worse. I was worried someone might see me, but I couldn't bear it anymore and needed to lie down. I should go home. I'll just ask Sammy if I can take off for the day. I was somehow able to wrestle my phone out of my pocket to call Sammy. Okay, so see, when this picture popped up, I thought it was Sammy's phone because someone called him, but it's ours. But I thought it was his with the kitty charm on it, and that was fucking adorable. It's ours, but whatever. Or it's just generic? Oh, sorry. What is it? Hey, so I'm still in the middle of my rounds, but I'm starting to feel sick. I couldn't finish. My eyes were flashing, and I struggled to endure my nausea without vomiting. Spacey, hey, are you a... And we did. We made all the wrong choices. Wow. Bad ending number 1. I'm kidding. Common Route 2. Oh, well, still Chapter 2. Faint. I just gotta read Common Route Chapter 2. Faint. Or just say faint. Like, but I sometimes feel like if I just say faint, then you're just like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't realize that I'm reading the, like, subsection. We've not gotten into a pattern with this after, like, fucking, what are we at, 8 hours now? Whatever. I'm sorry for all the trouble. Don't worry about it. Are you sure you don't want to go home? I'm okay. I think I feel better now after resting at the infirmary. The doctor said it's probably just a little fatigue. I see. I'd fainted in the middle of my shift. Sammy came running over and had me sent to Nakakuni right away. I can't believe I didn't notice how sick I was until I collapsed. I felt fine when I was talking to everyone. It was only when I stopped to rest at the Field of Autumn Leaves that I began feeling sick. I did start feeling a bit sluggish because I was getting so tired, but I didn't think I'd collapse from it. You haven't been back to the real world once since you came to the Nakakuni dorms, huh? Right. Oh, we're in the realm of the dead. We told you that it isn't very kind on the human body, right? Yes. And we explained that we require everyone to ease into it and go back home occasionally, right? Yes. And you know that the fact that night never stops takes a toll on the body, right? Yes. I commend you and the bags under your eyes for all the hours you spend studying off the clock. But you really have to take resting seriously. I need you to follow the rules and go home. Okay. Sammy, you've been paying attention, haven't you? You knew how I spend my days as an Ayakashimori. I never made mention of it, and neither did you. But you're not one to not notice these things. I've always been a fan of the art of observation, and I gotta say I'm pretty good at it. But it's not like I can see everything. I mean, I didn't realize you hadn't been back to the real world until you fainted. There isn't a real reason for you to avoid going back to the real world, is there? Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just having a lot of fun working. I didn't realize it had been so long. I'm glad you're taking a shine to the work, but if it costs you your health, what's the point? Well, I guess Tadashi is the same way. Sammy started to chuckle. I could tell he was trying to lighten the mood as he gave me a little tap on the shoulder. Alrighty, let's just say you'll be more aware moving forward. I'm gonna leave it at that. Oh, but I do have a bit of shocking news for you. Shocking? You fainted while you were on your rounds, right? Who do you think took care of you? I know this face. It's his teasing face. I'm going to assume it wasn't Sammy. I get the sense he's going to joke around a little more today, but I'll just deal with it. Was it Shernatsuki? I fainted while I was talking to you, so I have no memories of what happened, but it was in Amatsuna, so maybe it was Takao. Wrong. I rushed out of my office right away, but of all days, the old Shikigami eyes decided to not cooperate with me. It took me some time to figure out where your location was. I took a guess and went to the Field of Autumn Leaves, and... Of course he's stretching this out. I don't want to be here forever, so I'll just keep quiet. Sammy, you're playing too much. Just when I started respecting you, too. All right, I apologize. Remember what I said, though. I'll keep that in mind. That's certainly a way to respond. Well, it was Shu. He waited with you. Ah, see, when the weird, like, trippy thing was happening, I was like, and she's like, oh, I'm sick. And I'm like, maybe it's Shu and Orochi, and, like, that's how they hide themselves. Like, wherever their little, where Mitsuchi is, or whatever, they hide it. And, like, I'm like, maybe this is a portal opening, and we're going to be like, and they're going to be like, you're not supposed to be here, and you're not supposed to do. And it was like, you know, like, if they're climbed out of a bush hiding a secret tunnel, you'd be like, wait. But they do some kind of weird spell, and that's why we got dizzy. But I guess it was we just fainted, so. Not actually 100% surprised that it was Shu, but that was not the answer I was expecting, which is why it's not really surprising. Who could have imagined that? I mean, I think we all did, kind of. Well, okay, yes, my first gut was like, was it Shiratsky or whoever the person is that you're falling for? But then when it's like Shu, you're like, yeah, okay, I see that. Because it would be unexpected, so, yeah. Kind of half expected it, I guess, but... Or I'm just not surprised, so. Shu was there? Yep. What a trip, right? I was shocked. As soon as I walked up, he left. Maybe he was protecting you from the other Ayakashi. That's kind of him. Wow. I'm just asking to make sure, but you didn't faint because Shu attacked you, right? Of course not. I don't know what happened after I fainted. Gotcha. Well, I knew you were doing those reports on Mitsuchi, but what I didn't know was that Shu had grown so fond of you. Maybe it was fate that brought you together. I know he's a rare one to encounter, but I wonder what fate lies ahead between me and a serpent. You seem to encounter them so much that I should appoint you our Mitsuchi specialist. It's pretty great you have such good rapport. You're exaggerating. I don't feel like I've gotten close to them at all. I have no idea why he was even willing to do that for me. In any case, I'd really like to thank Shu as soon as I can. Good idea. If you're able to get closer to him, the Six would appreciate that too. Also, don't forget to go to the real world, okay? You can always head over before or after work. If you really need to, request some time off. It's okay. I'll go to the real world before I come into work tomorrow. If I'm gonna go, I should get some sun. It'll be nice. If I clock in at 3 p.m. tomorrow, I can wake up early and leave around 10 a.m. It's too last minute to invite my friends out. It's also a weird time of day to meet up. A movie? Now, if I'm going back home, why would I want to hang out in a dark place? Maybe I can go shopping. Oh! If I'm going to the real world, I should buy something for Shu to say thanks. But I have no idea what he likes. Oh, giving thanks. Chapter 2. Check with Seimi, check with Akuro, check with Shiratsuki, check with Hirta, ask Shu directly. I feel like ask Shu directly is probably the right answer, but that's probably more Shu answer, so I would say Shiratsuki because we're probably going to ask the person that we're trying to romance. Yes, check with Shiratsuki. Because you're trying to romance him. Check with Shiratsuki. I thought I'd ask Shiratsuki about it, so I headed to Takamonomiya after work. You want to give him a token of thanks, What about some karage? Karage? Of course! Crunchy on the outside, juicy on the inside. It's the most delicious dish in your world. So flavorful with every bite. Well, now we know what to get you. I think I get it already. Ramen would be an excellent choice, too. I love shoyu. It's the best. And the doggy even buys me cup noodles sometimes. Ramen, huh? I've heard that cup noodles are a nice gift idea for people from abroad. Yakumo's running errands for these guys, too, huh? Is that appropriate Ayakashimori behavior? Come to think of it, Japanese confections seem to be popular with people from other countries. What else? The Coco needs a lint remover. He needs it to clean his clothes. Wait, Coco's looking for a lint remover? I think we're getting off track here. Just to check, we're still talking about a gift for Shu, right? And not something for you, Shiratsuki? Of course we're talking about something for me. You won't know what they want unless you ask them, don't you get it? Oh, that's what he means. Even after being in Seimi's squad for so long, here I was, completely oblivious to the fact that I was being made fun of. Yes, I know that it would be best to ask him directly, but I hardly ever run into him. That's why I came to you for advice. But I'll also get you some ramen and I'll get Coco a lint brush because I love you boys. And poor Coco probably has fox fur all over his clothes. I just feel like if you had a tail and like furry ears and stuff, you just like, I mean, as a person with long hair, I get hair all over my clothes. I can't even imagine having a tail to be like, God, I got my fur all over. And your hair. The whole reason I was looking for Shu was to ask for his input on the event. If only I ran into him before I passed out, I might have been able to talk about it a little. Instead of regretting it, I should use this opportunity to get into the habit of returning to the real world for souvenirs on a regular basis. You have your own troubles, don't you? And then allow me to help you find Shu, as well as discover where his base is located. Wait, you want to look for his base? That's right. You see, I've been curious about it for some time now. As the Kikutsune Shire, I do get intel on Sakuratani, though maybe not as much as Tamamo. However, there isn't anybody close to Mitsuchi, not a single person. And that's what upsets Shiro. Koko chimed into the conversation. The fragrant aroma of tea poured out from the pot he carried as he entered the room. Spacey, could you just bear with him for now? I'm sure he'll lose interest in it quickly. I don't mind. I actually appreciate the opportunity. Well, alright. As someone who gets it. And Coco, I would not get bored so easily. Shiro, we all know you have the attention span of a fruit fly. That's not true. Sheesh. Hey, Spacey, let's head out as soon as we finish our tea. Okay. Shiratsky, clearly tired of Coco's pointed jabs, rushed through his cup of tea. Before I knew it, we were hitting the town. So we pat Coco on the shoulder. It's okay, sweetie, you're right. Okay, sweetie, he does very short attention span. It's so pretty here. He does not seem to be here either. We've been around Sakuratani twice already. Perhaps even 5 times. It's been once, Shiratsky. That's a bit of an exaggeration. It was more like 1.5 times. The Ayakashimori really rock around like this every day to watch after all of us, huh? And that's so moving. I'm about to tear up. He's not listening to me at all. He must be bored already. Coco was right. Shiratsky has a pretty short attention span. Shiratsky was so energetic before we set out, but now he seems to slow down a bit, which I found kind of cute. There's nothing we can do, I suppose. We'd be better off not looking for Shu right now. I can just focus on buying something for him. If I run into him, great. I can ask him what he'd like, but I'm not counting on that. And this is just like a game. To obtain items, you need to defeat monsters, but you hardly ever get the item you want. Right? You know, when you use all your coins and your shit that you've been saving up forever in the mobile games that you play to try to get a card, and then you can't get the one that you want, but you get 700 of the other ones, and you're like, fuck this shit! And then you rage quit and never play again. Now, really only happened to me twice. Makes me so mad. You're like, I threw so much money at you, game! How dare you! Now with Twisted Wonderland, I'm like, no! I put like $5 into that game, and that's it. Like... I think I might have put like $10 into the game. Actually, no. I don't even think so. Because I think I did like whatever the like, okay, we'll do like the monthly little bonusy thingy. Like whatever, the 30-day thingy. So I did that, which is only like $5 or $6 and then tax. And then I might have done like a 99-cent thing. I don't even think I spent $10. And I'm like, that's it. We're not doing this. We're not spending money. Doing the shit free. And so far it's been fine. Because you're like, it's fine, I'm not going to do the poll, I don't care, I'm fine with the cards that I have, I'm not going to do every single poll until the cards that I want come out, and then it's like, there's this draw for the draw, and if I don't get it, I'm going to be so pissed. I'm just saying. Anyway. At least I don't like every single character, because that makes it difficult. You know. Ayakashi Romance Reborn, where you're like, there's like 5 or 6 characters I love, and then you want to get all the... No, my god, that was a problem. No, it's so much better when you're like, I got like 2. That's fine. 2 out of the 50 characters in this fucking game. Shiratsky's into stuff like that, huh? Well, Shu is a rare monster, and the item he dropped would be even rarer. I guess what Shiratsky's saying is that the item is valuable. We won't beat up Shu, of course. Forget it. Let's take a break for now. Shiratsky's finally had enough. He used his fluffy tail as a cushion to sit down as he sighed. This is so annoying. I swear one day I'm going to give Shu a tracking chip. A tracking chip? Ding, ding, ding. Huh, I can buy one of those. I heard humans hide small chips in their pets in case they wander off. It was in a magazine I read from the human world. I mean, yeah. Oh, for tracking pets. I thought he was about to start talking about some espionage stuff from movies. It would be a little unusual to see that here. Shiratsky must think of Shu as a little lost pet out there. It's honestly pretty funny, but if Shu heard me laughing about it, he might not think so. I don't assume a chip would work on an Ayakashi, but maybe I can use a spell or bewitch an item. You can try it on me if you think you can manage it. Of course, I will need to be paid handsomely. How about I get you some cup noodles from all parts of Japan? Do you take me for a fool? I've got it. I wish to visit the real world to purchase clothing, and you shall accompany me. That's all you want? I can just buy those for you online. Online? What is that? We can use a laptop or any device connected to the internet to shop for clothes, then the orders are delivered right to your door. But you can't use the internet here. Wait, what is this internet? Oh, that's right. Nakakuni has internet service. You should come visit so I can help you look up some things to buy. Okay, so Nakakuni, it's in that area because that's where the gate is to the real world. You don't get Wi-Fi this far out in the boondocks, bitch. That sounds splendid. You can teach me how to fasten my device to this internet and save me a trip to the human world. He's got a point. Ayakashi visits to the real world require filling out a ton of paperwork. It's usually why we sometimes offer to go get magazines, clothes, or games for them. It's a way to keep an eye on what comes in, too. Well, although I wanted to find Mitsuchi's base, I'm satisfied with this prize as the outcome. You really like fashion, don't you? Anyway, thanks very much for today. Oh, I was bored anyway. It was good exercise. I look forward to our online shopping experience. I'm glad to hear it. I'm gonna stop by the real world first. I'll remember to get you some fashion magazines. I would love to take... I really actually want to take Shiratsuki to the real world. So that her friends would be like, oh, this is my boyfriend that I met at work. And like, because he would hide his... I just want to see him in the real world. Not that we can ever see his tail. I kind of just wish they had drawn his little poofy tail behind him. You know what I mean? But like, he would have to hide his ears. And I wonder if he would wear a different outfit. It would probably be exactly what he looks like, just without the ears. Which is like, I just want him to look slightly different. You know what I mean? Like, just a different outfit or something. I don't know. Oh, I thank you. Both Coco and I would appreciate it. Shiratsuki smiled happily and his tail wagged as he stood up. I love the fact that his tail wags like a little dog. It's cute. Like when he's happy. He's like, tail wag, happy, happy boy. Giving thanks to Shu. Kamen Chapter 2. After my day off in the real world, I looked for Shu as soon as I returned. I guess we never go to the real world. I mean, she did, but we don't get to go over there. I was hoping I'd run into him on my rounds, so I carried his souvenir my whole shift. Unfortunately, he wasn't so easily found. I focused on my work as the time passed. Ooh, there's the pretty tree. Never mind, it's gone. What was I thinking? The Mitsuchi people are so hard to come by. I kept an eye out for that Mitsuchi cloth, but even if I saw one of them, I doubt they'd just tell me where he is. Even if I gave someone from Mitsuchi the gift, there would hardly be any guarantee it would get to him if it wasn't Orochi or Shu himself. While on a bench in Kikutsune, I finally saw him. Oh! The one I've been looking for, swiftly passing right by where I sat. Shu! I called out to him, but he continued walking as if he didn't hear me. Okay, he had to have heard me just now. I suspect he actually did hear me, but was just choosing to ignore it. I decided to stalk him. Stop him or thank him. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to stop him to thank him, so I'd assume thank him is the right one. Oh no, stop him is the right one. All right, okay, sure. Stop him. Shu, don't ignore me. I know you can hear me. I ran up to him and tugged on his clothes. Sorry, I know you're in a rush, but Sammy told me you were watching out for me the other day, and I just wanted to thank you. Listen, I don't need anything. His irritation was already obvious, but he made it more clear by rejecting my gift. I know this might be more for me than for you, but honestly, I appreciate what you did. Please just take it. Do what you will with it. I felt like he might try to deny me again, so I just shoved the paper bag into his hand and started walking away. Hey! Look at him wearing his little crop top with his little belly button hanging out. What is going on with this? He's also got like a boob window, but it's a high up one. It's a collarbone window. He wants to show off his sexy little collarbone. Who knows what could have happened to me if Shu wasn't there before Seimi arrived. Yakumo and my seniors shared that sentiment. It isn't always just kids playing pranks for fun. Thanks to Shu, I realize how important it is for me to take care of myself out there. My words are kind of useless right now. Just know that I truly do appreciate you, so thanks! Ooh, value. Common Route Chapter 2. It's weird that they switched to these things anyway. And don't misunderstand me. I actually don't care what happens to you. Your death would be a waste. You still have use. Oh. Death sounds a little heavy-handed, but wait. Don't misunderstand me. I actually don't care what happens to you. Your death would be a waste. But you do care what happens to me. I still have a use. So, anyway. So, you were looking out for my safety then? You really are kind, Shu. What? I already told you. It's nothing like that at all. She was quivering as his face went flush. He's blushing. Or is he just angry? Upsetting him wouldn't be very helpful. The whole reason I came here was to thank him. Gotcha. Then, anyway, thanks again. Oh, wait. I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. I rushed to get myself out of there before I said anything else out of line. We just pieced out, and he was like, wait! And we were like, no! Map select. Oh, can we, like... Oh, I can save here. Okay, cool. We're gonna save here, then. Let's just make sure I can save here. Save. Yes. Okay, cool. I didn't know we could save in the map select. I always, like, pick where we're going, but I'm sure we're gonna go see Shiratsky. But anyway, I'm gonna save here, because it's about time. So, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.